Hello guys, welcome back again with another video with Master Teacher S. Today we're going to talk about what happens in China when you work illegally or when you've been caught up with the police for some sort of illegal work. Well, what you need to know is that China works with some sort of system. Each city has its own kind of system. They have provinces or kind of stuff where the government governs only that in that area. It's not everywhere. So basically, I've been into situations where I have to deal with the police, and most of the time, a little summary about what happens in China is that if you are a student, you're not allowed to work, and for the most part, if you are a hustler, you're gonna have to go through some teaching jobs and all these things illegally, or some other jobs. But if you get caught up, things might happen. So this is what I'm going to tell you today. In some cities like Nanjing, Fuzhou, what was the other city? I was kind of having an issue there too. In those kind of especially small cities, they don't really deport you, or they don't get you to go to jail. Basically, you will pay a fine or some money like 5,000 RMB, 10,000 RMB, 15,000 RMB, depends on how many times you've been caught up teaching or being like, if you overstayed, for the most part, they might give you a T visa if you are very lucky, and then you might try to catch up, go to Guangdong and fix your problem, or you could be deported straight, especially if he's in a big city. So yeah, this is what happens. But there's one thing that happens that is quite different if it's in a big city. In a big city, no matter what you do, whatever the case it is, whenever you get to meet the police, they will try their best to put you in prison first. And what they call detention center here is not really a detention center. It's a real prison. People suffering there because I've been there myself, and it's real torture. They torture you. You don't have a life, and you don't even know when you're gonna get out of there. They often say to people, especially in Beijing, where Beijing is the capital of China, and this is like the real China government kind of thing. So what they do is that they'll tell you, they put you in jail for 10 days or 15 days. Most of the time, the worst they could tell you is 17 days. But no matter what they tell you, it's a lie. Once you get there, you're not getting out of there, because in there there is no justice. You have no right. There is, especially if you're an African or you don't have like privileges, like you are married to a Chinese, or you are from a diplomatic kind of state of stay here, or anything of a kind, you would be fucked up. So the best thing I could tell you is that whenever you get into trouble, if you are hustling as a non-native here, and trouble will come some days, or whether you are ready or not for it, what you need to know is that you have to react a certain way. If it's in Beijing, you'll be deported definitely, but you can maybe shorten your suffering. Whenever you get to go to the detention center, because this is their process for getting rid of foreigners. Whenever you have to go to the detention center, what you need to do is to call your embassy straight before even getting there. By the time you even get to the police station, before they even get you to the detention center, you should be able to force them to allow you to contact your immigration. Or if they did because they wouldn't allow you, you can try your best to ask for the phone. You say you can just call a friend that they might need, if there's anybody that you can contact that can help you. So you try that one and send a message to a friend that can help you to contact your immigration straight. Once you do that, the moment they take you, you have to also book your ticket. You have to book your ticket to go back to your country. Else they will be telling you that, oh, the tickets aren't available. The Chinese immigration should contact your embassy and then from there they will get a travel certificate for you. A long process. They'll be going around circles. By the time you get to prison, the prison officers will tell you, oh, you need to talk to your immigration, but they wouldn't give you the phone. And or they would tell you, oh, you need to wait until the immigration comes to visit you. They will never come. If they come, they will not come to ask you questions or give you the phone. They will just come to do their things for like 3-5 minutes and go back again. So yeah, so things happened. And if you are in Beijing, if you are in big city Shanghai, I had the problem there. They just made me pay money. But Beijing police, they don't mess. They are very cruel. They have no justice. So and they can torture you for days. Most of the time, they keep Africans, especially, about 3 months, at least 2 months. Meanwhile, they told you from the start that you're supposed to stay for detain for 10 days. Whether you overstay or not in Beijing, they when it comes to deportation, they don't have to keep you that long if you go the right way. So always get to talk to your immigration. And if you want to stay in China, in Beijing, there are ways you can stay, because there are lawyers that could help you, but you need to have connection with Chinese people because they know their things here. Yeah, they can manage to get you back in the system, but you need to really react very fast. So yeah, that was it for today. If you have any question about the things, like, I don't want to go through details because it's my personal life, but I'm just gonna tell you things that you need to know. First, you're gonna be depressed because you never know the date that you're gonna get out of that prison, and they torture you there. Like, the food is not good. They tell you to follow rules. Even when you finish your punishment, if they gave you 10 days, 15 days, you're still gonna continue, and it's quite sad. But for the most part, you will get used to the system. They will break you, and you will think it's now normal. If, for example, if they tell you that it's time to sleep, you'll feel like it's a privilege, because most of the time at night they don't allow you to sleep. You have like 4 shifts, from 10 to 12. You working, like monitoring others or something of the kind. From 12 to, it's by the time you finish your punishment, they can still continue to make you do these things. But if you don't stop them, if you try to stop them too, they will tell you, oh, the moment when we will give you maybe a chance to go out for a walk, they have like a prisoners kind of playground, something like that, is when you're gonna behave well. Or they will use your sales mate to kind of make you feel bad. They will say you have to follow these guys so that you get this, and the moment you don't do that, they will never allow you to get what you were looking for. So basically, they will make you feel like whatever you want, they're not gonna give it to you until you break. People sometimes go to the extent where they because the system is so strong that if you try to fight it, they will just break you. So maybe because their job in the prison is to keep you safe until because they kind of have some government money. When the longer they keep you there, the more it is possible for the government to push some money for you to buy the ticket. But if you want to leave earlier, you should buy your ticket by yourself. Because some people, I've seen people there for like almost a year, some 6 months, still nothing is happening for them. So the best thing to do is just to leave by yourself, unless you really don't have any money. But if you're really hustling here, you should be ready to leave at any time, because life can stop. There's no life in this China. You cannot really protect yourself. So the only thing you can do is to be smarter and be better prepared. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow here. And if you have any question, you can ask me personally. I'm gonna reply to you. Thank you so much. Goodbye. If I see you again, and if I don't see you, good evening, good afternoon, good morning.